still March 9th. I woke up and started cleaning. And the whole time I'm just like, no one will know why I'm so loud in here. And it's been a while. And so I cleaned everything and it feels good. Took a shower and then I staged the place and saged myself. And no one will know why I'm so loud here. And I saged my computer too. Because I know energy goes through that too, and so a couple things. It's funny. It's funny. Still how things are still kind of connected, even with my videos posting. And again, it's not planned, but so just with everything that's going on, right? The one today is where I open up and I speak my truth to my ex, and just what's been happening over the past few days for me with my friend and speaking the truth with her, and just yeah, it's all interconnected, right? So tomorrow, the video for tomorrow, I checked, is the one where I'm like having a sage and painting. I'm like, oh snap, the energy followed me. So I was just thinking about that as I was getting up this morning. I was just like, oh wow, like when was the last time I staged my plays? And I think that's when the last time I staged my plays was when I brought the painting back. I don't remember really. But so there's that. I meditated. And I meditated yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? When I had yesterday, the vertigo. I was so grateful today that I didn't wake up with it. So I was able to like bend over. I still did my best to just keep my head elevated, but there was no dizziness whatsoever. If anything, the only thing that continues to linger, what I felt at the beginning of vertigo, was the same tingling sensation right here and right here. And the last time I had that was with last time I talked about the tingling sensation was when this person from my past had reached out. That was the last time that I can remember having that tingling, the pressure and the tingling vibration right here. So that's still lingering, but the vertigo itself is gone. I meditated, and there is a difference. It's been on my mind to speak on. There is a difference between vertigo and the vibration, because the vibration is not like vertigo at all. The vibration is very subtle, and it's connected to your heartbeat. It's connected to your heartbeat. And if you know, sometimes you can hear your heartbeat. If you've ever had an experience where you can hear, because I've had that experience where you can hear your heartbeat, it's that same, it's to the beat of that. And so it's very like it's very subtle, very to the beat. Whereas vertigo is like, whoa. That's completely different. So I just wanted to make that distinction, because it is different. It is different. It's not like you're gonna fall off the vibration, or at least what I'm experiencing, right? Going for myself. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but that's what I'm picking up on in terms of just my own vibration. Vertigo, completely different. But yeah, so there's that. The other part, going back to saging, is that it didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn. I mean, I've been in such an Eeyore state of mind, right? That it didn't dawn on me, and that energy that approached me, it was again in the middle of my sleep. It was in that stage because I was propped up, and was trying to go back to sleep, and I had I can't sleep without the music anymore. Like I the meditation music. Like it helps me sleep. And so I had put that on, and that's when I felt it. Like the energy, I was reflecting back on the dreams, and the energy, I was in the middle state again. And who I thought was my brother, but I guess it was male. It was a male energy. And I thought it was my brother coming in, but then when he got to the side of my bed, he put the covers up on me. Like there was like he was putting the covers up like a sabana over me, and it was like up to here. And I was just like, oh. And then that's when he whispers in my ear, I'll be back. And I was just like, no, you ain't. And I remember feeling slightly paralyzed. You know, that paralyzation that you feel. And I'm like trying to like at that moment. And I was trying, what do I say? What do I say? Right? Trying to remember. And I was like, no one of low vibe is allowed in here. And I whispered it, but I didn't say it loud enough. And so the whole time that I was cleaning, I'm like, no one of low vibe is allowed in here. Like with more force. And I asked about it. I asked about the energy as I was meditating right now. And what I was able to pick up, because again, I'm still learning how to like feel the vibration, and it was for my client. It's for my client, my last client. And then immediately the next question out of my mind is it away from her? Is it away from her? And then I started thinking, I'm like, MJ, when she does her shuffles, like I remember her saying that when she meditates for the collective, she does the cleansing, and she does like she speaks it into existence, right? Like that everyone who is watching this is safe, secure, and protected, and they're in a bubble of light and love, and they're just secure, right? And so then it dawned on me, I'm like, why don't I do that, right? Aside from doing it for myself more often, but doing it for my client and cleansing this space, because this is where all that energy is being, and I remember the very beginning of this journey, how I felt the energy of the other people on the other side of Zoom and at work when we would have our team meetings. And I felt myself very much like I could feel, because everyone was so pumped up and excited about like I could just feel it. And so it reminded me of that, of like that energy does get I mean, when we look at images, right? TV images, it's all energy being transferred. And so it was like, duh, you read, like I need to do that more consistently, like, wake up and do this cleansing of my space. And at night before I go to bed, this cleansing of my space of, because there's a lot of stuff that gets, it gets put out there. So it didn't dawn on me until right now. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this for all of my clients, right? Every time we have session, at the very beginning of my workday and at the end of my workday, it makes sense not to, to not do it. If that's even, did I do the double negative right? So there's that. The other thing that I got really excited about was, as I was getting ready and cleaning, I was thinking about Jewel, because she sent a newsletter, and I was like, oh, Jewel, it's her second newsletter. And I remember I had wanted to do a children's book with her, and I'm like, oh, I haven't worked on that, and the idea came to my mind. I'm like, oh, I could do this, because she told me, she's just like, it helps for me to have the story already ready. So it's just like, okay, let me I'm gonna do it out of poetry. I'm gonna do poetry and have the story, have her paint pictures for it. So I'm excited for that because the idea popped in. I was just like, oh, I need to make sure I make a note of that. So anyways, I just wanted to speak to that because that I had, oh, and then the other part was, I was thinking about my assistant in my dream, who was the second dream when I went back to sleep and I was working in my house. I was working this apartment that was my house, but at the same time it wasn't my house. Thinking of this person who's my assistant. She used to be my assistant. Not my assistant, but my support staff. She was my support staff when I was a supervisor. I was like, she seems familiar. Who is she? Then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's her. I hadn't thought about her in forever, but I remember working with her, and when I was supervisor, the intake team, and I mean, she's badass for sure. Like she has leadership potential. Like, I mean, she is a leader for sure. And I told her, I'm like, you need to, like, this, you need to, you know, and I even tried to, like, see if they could give her a bonus or something because she was doing so much work. And she's so great at it too, on top of it. And so anyways, we had an issue once, and with the team, and they were complaining about something, and COVID had just started, so everyone was still like trying to figure out how to do life, right? Let alone follow up with appointments. And so the team was there was some type of conflict with the team not giving the parents enough of a leeway, or that they weren't following through, and so they had to cut them off immediately. And I was just like, but you guys, like, these are parents. And I sent an email. Like, I was pissed. I remember I was pissed. And I cooled myself down, and I sent a very professional email. But in that email, I put, if you have found a way to get through this COVID stuff and navigate all of the appointments that you have for you and your family, you know, something like, I want to encourage you to reflect back and see, have you got all this stuff taken care of? And if so, then, you know, and you find that it's been challenging working with parents, let me know. And you know, it was something to that effect. I don't remember. Gosh, it's over a year. But I remember it was something along the lines, like, you know, to not judge the parents without self-reflecting first, and kind of looking at yourself, and encouraging them to check themselves first, right? Before judging these parents that are also trying to navigate, you know, the situation, and these are families of lower socioeconomic status, and so it's like even more, like, there's more oppression, right? And so, and then at the end I said, but if you still find it difficult, please, by all means, reach out to me and we will figure this out together. And I remember she responded back, and she's just like, that was a great email. And I heard crickets from no one from the team, right? If anything, some of the team members had said, you know, I was doing self-reflecting. I'm like, okay, they got it, right? They got it. But I remember when I was leaving, my support staff, she was the one that said to me, she's like, have you ever thought about writing? Because when you write really well. She said something to that effect, like that it's very inspirational or something like that. And I sent her the link to the YouTube channel. I was leaving, you know, the agency, so I was just like, here's a link to my YouTube channel. It's kind of like writing, just speaking words, right? Video diary type of stuff for the world to see. But anyways, anyhow, I have 30 minutes before my client, and I need to just get ready. That's all. Right. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So